So for many of you, you might be part of an organization. You could be looking for a 3D CAD solution to create parts, assemblies, and drawings and things like that. You might be using SOLIDWORKS today. You might be comfortable with SOLIDWORKS. You might be a seasoned veteran, like many of us here at TriMech. A few clear indicators that you're using this 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS version. Up in the top left, SOLIDWORKS Connected. It also says VAR Training, and it has a little picture of myself as well. This is our vault that I'm pushing data up to the cloud, and of course I'm doing it as myself. Now, a couple things right off the bat that I want to point out. Data management is built in. And a lot of what I've seen over a period of time is we have a drafting and design tool in-house, but we don't have any formal way to store data coming from CAD. We have data management built into 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS. I can check in, check out to that vault very conveniently out of the box. Now, as I mentioned, today's presentation, I'm going to focus on this needle presser subassembly. And within that, in 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS Premium, we have a variety of tools I'm going to cover today. First up is motion analysis. So if I go ahead and play this assembly or play the motion, you're going to see transference of rotation plus translation, and then we get into an exploded view. These are core competencies that have been in the SOLIDWORKS desktop product for years. Of course, from here, I can directly save this out to MP4. There's a myriad of formats that we can export to. Now, I'm going to take one part from this and open it and kind of speak to a few core competencies within this version of SOLIDWORKS, again, being 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS. So this is a sheet metal part. First thing that I'm going to do here is come over to the compass and make sure that I have that file locked. If the file is not locked, I'm only viewing the file. If it's locked, I can make changes. Now, the sheet metal instance, flatten and unflatten, fold and unfold. So typically speaking, something that is a sheet metal instance, common thickness, flatten that, and then we export it to something like a DXF or a DWG so that we can laser cut or send it to a water jet, something like that, as a process downstream. Of course, that's built in. Other tools that we have in 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS Premium that really will be a differentiator for a design solution like this, built in, out of the box, of course, is SOLIDWORKS Simulation. Now, what I'm going to show today, of course, is going to be on a part. As you can see, it's a sheet metal object. In 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS, we can do FEA, static FEA, on assemblies. So just realize that. I'll create a first pass FEA analysis here. I can apply a myriad of materials. So let me go into the material database here and just expand SOLIDWORKS materials. You can see that there's steels, irons, aluminums, copper, etc. If I would select any material, you're going to see the mission critical data that's going to be used in the equations to solve for deformation, stress, strain, things like that. The other thing that you want to have in your back pocket, of course, you can create your own materials as well. Materials already defined. I'm going to apply a couple of boundary conditions here, kind of like a first iteration. In the training classes, I always instruct the students, you're going to have multiple iterations. Hopefully your iterations converge. That's kind of how you know that you're doing the right thing. But what I'm going to apply here is a fixed geometry. And what this will do is basically take this face and it will lock all 6 degrees of freedom. So 3 in translation, 3 in rotation. I'm saying SOLIDWORKS Sim, just fix that in 3-dimensional space. We can apply external loads. There's a number of boundary conditions here, torques, pressure, gravity, etc. You can also do temperature dependencies as well. Here, I'll do a force that's going to be normal to a particular face. I'll change the unit to pound, so inch, pound, second, or English. Let's say that this is going to be 50 pounds, and okay. So for a first pass FEA event, this might be all that we need. Boundary condition, force, let's tell 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS Premium, go ahead and run that analysis. So that will only take a matter of moments to get results. And from here, there's any number of things that you can well imagine. Stress results, displacement results. I can animate the plot or plots as well. Now realize that this is going to be a dramatized version of the deformation. It's not actually deforming this much. It could be, but that scale is usually blown up a magnitude of like 100x. You can see the actual magnitude here in the scale. Again, there's a number of things that I can do here. I can probe. So if there's particular areas that I want to look out for, maybe this node on the mesh is critical, this node is critical, or that area is critical, I can probe those areas. I can export that to any spreadsheet editor of my choosing. So again, if you're in the SOLIDWORKS suite, if you've been using SOLIDWORKS for a number of years, these are all things that you are well used to. The big difference here is, of course, 3DEXPERIENCE plugin, right? So I have ownership of the file. At this point, if I want to save this back up to the cloud, I can do that, and this will make the file available for other users in my 3DEXPERIENCE platform. The other thing that I want to show here that you get in 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS Premium or Professional. So there's 3 different levels, just like on the desktop side. You have Standard, Pro, Premium. Premium's at the top. So in Pro and Premium, you get Visualize Pro. Visualize Pro is the tool that you're looking at right here. And the idea with Visualize is you're literally visualizing the model. So you can see just how quick and easy it is to apply different appearances. I can apply an appearance. I can quickly paste it. We have multiple cameras that we can set up. The nice thing with something like Visualize Pro is you can have 10 cameras, 15 cameras. We can create a secondary configuration here. So let's say we want a red sewing machine. A lot of consumer goods these days, you'll be offered, hey, I want a red, a blue, a yellow, and in Visualize, it's very easy to create different states, if you will. So in that red sewing configuration, I can drag and drop now a red appearance and repeat that sort of simple workflow. And now we have 2 different states, red and green. You can imagine if we have tertiary additional configurations that we can immediately push out as a batch process. Now, big things that I want to kind of point your attention to here, in particular when it comes to 3DEXPERIENCE SOLIDWORKS Premium, this has data management built in, check in, check out, do revision management, and many other things that you probably are familiar with on the desktop side of SOLIDWORKS as well. At the root of all of this is the same old SOLIDWORKS, right? You saw I had motion analysis, I did a simulation event, sheet metal where I could export to DXF, DWG, same old SOLIDWORKS that we've had for 25 years. We analyzed with integrated simulation. If you're brand new to the SOLIDWORKS ecosystem, that's pretty powerful. You don't have to kick out the CAD model, re-import it to your FEA tool of choice, have translational issues and things like that. It's all in the same application. And last, we visualized the CAD model with SOLIDWORKS Visualize. You saw how quick and easy it is to work with something and then really just paint that data set.